it's Lydia, and I'm going to dance party. An indie dance party. To be Uber, so we chugging before we go. We're almost finished with it. Should we try? Good morning after. Someone just like came by my car with a bicycle, and I think they were, I don't really know what they were gonna do, but I think that they were unhoused. And I'm like, I'm in here. This is not a place for you to come and be. Now I'm gonna hide all my precious things very well. But let's do a rundown on what happened last night, since that's what you do after you go out. I have some important reflections. Number one, I actually think maybe I'm an introvert. Surprise, surprise. I don't think anyone's surprised. Number two, buy your drinks before you go, because you can get 5 drinks at home for the cost of 1 at the function. Y'all wanna know what happened? So I got there, I talked to one girl who was dressed as a cat in line. We talked about life in LA so far. When I got inside, there was this guy, and I'm a writer, and I told him that, and he was like, oh, well, I'm a writer too. And I was like, he was like, what do you like to write? And I was like, personal narratives. And then he gave me the name of an event that you go to where you have 5 minutes to tell a true story, which is really exciting, and I'm definitely gonna go to that, and I'm really excited about it. I'm so glad that he recommended that to me. Then I talked to a couple, an ethically non-monogamous couple, and I don't understand ethical non-monogamy, because I've met people who are ethically non-monogamous who are just mean people, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You're supposed to be ethical, right? So I'm always kind of wary of when people say they're ethically non-monogamous, because at the end of the day, like, human beings are a monogamous species. Getting in between a pair-bonded pair can be dangerous, because there's a lot of feelings that people have in real life. And it's like, in theory, yes, it's good, ethical, but what do you actually do when you get your feelings hurt? How are you actually gonna respond? Oh yeah, okay, so I lost a ring. I went and I danced on the dance floor, and I met this group of guys. One of them was wearing a giraffe mask, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I like giraffe mask guy and his friends. And I was like, I'm gonna dance here, la la la. And it was fun. Then I went to get water with my ethically non-monogamous friends. And she kept being like, I'm not hitting on you, don't worry. And I was like, okay, I trust you. I will leave you. At the same time, she was cute. She met a guy in line who was wearing a costume that she knew. Everybody's so nerdy. I don't know anime nerdiness. She asked me, like, she was like, I'm such an anime nerd. What are you a nerd about? And I was like, I think the brain. I think I'm like, this is where being a human is. This is where being a lizard is. Like, this is where your hands are. Like, and I started to touch her head and be like, this is where all these things are. And she was like, okay, cool that you're a nerd about the brain. I was like, I know, right? But like, doesn't help me much when I want to identify like all these people's costumes and they're all anime characters. But that's okay, because I'd rather know about the brain than anime characters, honestly. That's why I'm a brain nerd. Yeah, I went to get water and then I ran away because I do that sometimes. You just have to run away sometimes. So I ran away and then I was just like kind of like zoning out, and there was this guy and he walked up to me and he was like, oh hey, you're so gorgeous. Ah la la la. And I was like, oh my gosh, no way. And he was like, I'm in the military. I have a house in Italy. And I was like, okay, cool, good for you, but you're also a baby. And I like looked at him and I was like, he just looks like young. And I was like, how old are you? And he was like, 22. And I was like, you know, 22 is okay with me. 22 is okay with me. When I'm 26, 23 will be my new limit. That's what I've decided. It's gonna keep going up like that. Anyway, so I made out with him. He had a buzz cut. The makeout was interesting. It was fun, but it was really like, you know when a guy's like really sexualizing you and not just like enjoying kissing? It was like that. So we danced for a while, and then a song that I liked came on. I was like, I do not want to associate this song with you trying to feel me up. So I ran away. And I left my ring with him, apparently. He was wearing a ring on, I hope it wasn't his. I ran away. I found a quiet place just to sit and just listen to music because that's what I wanted to do. There was someone dressed as the guy with the balloon, the kid with the balloon in It. I thought that was funny because he literally was just holding his balloon and like, instead of head bumping, he was like balloon bumping. I thought that was funny. Then I think I ran back into the makeout guy and I was like, hey, did you find your friends? And he was like, no, but I will. I went and I sat in the corner and they were like, are you falling asleep? We got to kick you out for falling asleep. And I was like, no, I'm just people watching. Clearly, I'm just enjoying myself watching people in the corner in the dark where no one can see me. I liked it. They shined a flashlight on me. They also took my pepper spray away. It is dangerous. Because now there's like people coming to check out my car randomly and I'm like, I have to have my pepper spray. We do have pepper spray, we just have an ugly color. Are you ready for the ugly color one? I'm gonna show you. They took my black one away, so now I have to use this pink one. I think that was it, and then I left. I got a couple people's names and numbers. Oh yeah, no, as I was leaving, there was this one guy who came up and talked to me. He ended up being Ukrainian. He definitely sounded Russian. He was cute, and he was like, hey, what you doing? What you dressed as? And I was like, I'm dressed as a girl. And he was like, oh, well, I'm dressed as a guy. We neither one had costumes on. It was funny. And we were both wearing like a flannel and just like basic pants. He looks like he's road tripping too right now. And then he messaged me after, we should go on a hike and watch the sunset. And I was like, okay, we should. I agree with that. We should do that. I was like, bye, my lift's here. And he walked away. But my lift actually wasn't there. It was a fake out. But as I was looking for my lift, another guy came up from behind me and says, hey, you're gorgeous. And he thought I was getting into my lift, so he thought he could say it and then just like run away. But instead, it wasn't my lift. So I ended up being like, oh, you think so? Haha, what's your name and number? But here's the lowdown at the end of this. I like listening to indie music alone better than I liked listening to it at this party. I really expected to like listening to it at this party better. I expected to get like crowd euphoria, where like you're in a crowd and everybody's enjoying this song, and I don't know. There's something about it being in your headphones and you walking down the street alone